Well, I'm back in the Sunshine State. Not that you would know because I went to Mississippi to see my family, but I didn't film while I was there. I was strictly there to see my family, but I'm back in Florida and it's time to do some more episodes. Now, let's take a closer look. It is extremely windy here tonight at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Look at that sunset though. And the breeze is very nice. Still hot here. And the Halloween season is already started. Not so scary. And Halloween Horror Night starts Friday, tomorrow, when you guys will see this video. I'm gonna go inside Hollywood Studios and walk around the park and show you guys things that I want to show. It'll be a nice stroll through the park together. Not every episode has to have a subject, I guess. Oh, okay, there's an after hours event tonight. I'm not doing that though. Bo, there's an after hours event I didn't know about, but that's okay. We'll see how much we can do until they kick us out, right? Oh, Hollywoodland, the fake Hollywoodland. I love this place. They should make that the Hollywood Canteen right there on Cahuenga. They should actually make this a real thing, is what I'm saying. It's an advertisement, a fake advertisement for the Hollywood Canteen, Service Men's Entertainment, Games and Refreshments on Cahuenga Boulevard. Well, it's not a real place here in the park, but they could totally make it into a real place. It'd be cool, right? It's so windy, even the balloons are going crazy here. I was hoping I was going to be in town the other day, but I wasn't. Indiana Jones Epic Stuntacular had an anniversary, and it would have been cool to go see the show on its anniversary. I know that because my friend Trader Brandon reminded me. He put a post up on his Instagram talking about how he and his daughter really enjoyed this this stunt show together, and it's really cool that stunt show is still bringing families together. Whoa, look at the plane flying over. That's almost like how Walt's plane looked when he used to fly over this property. Story time. Now, it's no secret that the Disney community and a lot of people who do YouTube and stuff on the Disney community are friends with Bob Gurr, who is the last living Disney legend that Walt himself hired. Bob Gurr designed all the ride vehicles you've ever ridden on at Disneyland and at Walt Disney World. He is responsible for a lot of stuff. If you've never heard of Bob Gurr and you like Disney, you've been living under a rock. However, one of the many times I've got to hang out and talk with Bob Gurr, we were walking one time and talking, and I said, did you ever get to fly over the property with Walt? And he was like, yes, I got to fly over the property with Walt. And he would literally sit there and point out everything like a map, and he would talk about where this is gonna be, and we're gonna have this over here, and yada yada. It was just incredible. And also, while we were walking and talking, a piece of the palm tree, like palm trees kind of shed and they fall down and they're all over the parks. People pick them up and throw them away, and cast members keep it clean. But I watched it fall right in front of us, and he did not even hesitate. He walked over, grabbed it, and threw it away, and looked at me and said, we got to keep the park clean. Bob Gurr is such a cool dude, but every time I see a plane flying over this place now, used to not be a fly zone, but every time I see a plane flying over Walt Disney World now, I'm like, dang, that's like Walt, especially when it's a small plane like that. You know, one thing about this place, the park benches are not like any other Disney park. Look, this one like literally promotes the store right over here, the Celebrity 5 and 10 Hollywood Novelties, and look how like legit that looks. It's the things like that I love about this park, that other Disney parks just don't have this kind of stuff. There's just something so magical about walking over here and seeing the Chinese theater in a almost near empty courtyard. Unlike the real Hollywood, this courtyard does get busy at times, but at some point in the day, there's not many people out here. In the real Hollywood, it's busy all day long. It's crazy. But I had to come over and say hello to Pee-wee, because this is like the only way I can really say hey to him here in Florida. You know, it's his birthday today. Today is Pee-wee's birthday. It is August 27th, 2000. Today is Pee-wee's birthday. It's August 27th. Pee-wee Herman was born August 27th. I forget the year, but I want to say he was 70. He would have been 77 or 78. I hope I'm correct on that. But yeah, I had to come see Pee-wee and say happy birthday, Pee-wee. I know you are, but what am I? When I was at Grauman's the last time on Hollywood Boulevard with Adam, the food dogs there were looking pretty rough. I will say Disney keeps the paint here like top notch. At Grauman's in Hollywood, it looks a little rough right here in the little entrance. But this is so cool. If you ever walk over here and get a chance to look at this door, things will start popping out at you, like this little bird over here, and there's a little deer down here. There's all kinds of little things all mixed in with this. Some of the best details Disney's ever done, and it's all a carbon copy of the studio, of the theater in Hollywood, California. Also, little time thing here is done like the Mickey cartoon shorts. It has that burlap red design behind it. That's so cool. Also, I love they did this to this, the whole light up thing, because that's how they used to do premieres back in the day. They used to light up Grauman's and really promote those films. And this is kind of weird. It's kind of surreal being right here. These are one of those things where I tell people, you feel kind of small when you stand out here in front of this large Chinese theater. I could be anywhere in the world, but I'm in this spot at this moment and no one else is around me. That's kind of the weird surrealism of YouTube sometimes, when you find yourself in places. I always think of the grand opening of this with Dick Van Dyke and the Creole triplets. They all walked out of the theater together. Still my favorite arch. I'm really sad about this. I'm hoping it's wrong in the rendering, but I know it's going away. And I gotta say, I'm super thankful that this building is not going away, because this has so much history, and it not only being the first entrance to the backlot tour, the whole reason this place was created, besides Great Movie Ride, it was also the entrance to the animation building after, and so on and so forth. And it's just been a big staple, this building. No matter what's inside, it's always just been a good building to me, and I'm so glad it's staying. And I can totally see where they're going to put the Sorcerer Hat up here. It's going to totally look like the animation building out in California. I was just there and I saw the animation building as we were driving by the Disney Studios every day, and I noticed the top of it. I was like, man, that Sorcerer Hat's probably going to be the same size that they put out at the Disney Hollywood Studios. Well, I can totally see it happening here. Totally. It is interesting though, this whole area is going to probably change completely, because it closes at 6. It's only open from 10 to 6. Here it is about 8 o'clock. And none of this really over here is happening. Like the Little Mermaid show is still happening, but everything else is kind of done for the day. I have a feeling when they revamp this and open this up, this is going to be like, I don't know, popular. Another place to put bodies. It's gonna be awesome. I'm super excited. I can't wait to say farewell to Star Wars Launch Bay. Honestly, it's overstayed its welcome in my opinion. I'm just kidding. I know there's some Star Wars fans out there. I'm just kidding. Launch Bay has been great, honestly. That building's totally made for animation anyway, right? This always makes me smile because I can hear this guy's like voice. I love that on the inside of the Hollywood Brown Derby they show some of the original Hollywood Brown Derbies. This one, 1929, it opened Valentine's Day. And these are all real photos of inside the Brown Derby. That's Arlene Judge and Baron Poulin, 1942. Wild. Who is that? Oh, Jack Oakey with Maitre D' Gus, 1944. Somebody's birthday is happening. And look at these hats. They're little derbies. These photographs are incredible. And I love the cartoons, the sketches here, the caricatures. Rin Tin Tin, the dog right there. And Johnny Carson right there. So many. Mickey Rooney up here. Oh, what's his name? The original Mouseketeer leader right up there. I cannot remember his name. I'm drawing a blank. There's Those, I know those eyes. Those are Betty Davis eyes next to Groucho Marx there. I could look at these all day long. Gosh, this is so cool, right? If I can't beat in the real Hollywood, I'll come to my fake Hollywood that I love. You know, they say this was inspired by the Vine Street Brown Derby, built in 1928. It wasn't built in 1928. That's a nod to Mickey's birthday. I say that every time. But eventually somebody will learn that. Wow, normally you'd see the studio store right there. Nope, you can see straight back to Mama Melrose now. They tore it all down at Muppets. Still think of Ace Ventura. But I was watching a video the other day and they showed a car commercial that was shot right here in front of this building, my favorite building. And it was Goofy walking out, and it looked like he walked out onto the actual set. And the commercial was kind of putting you in like the perspective of a director or something, and you're watching what's happening to your set. But yeah, Goofy was right here and the car was right here. It's crazy what they used to do back here. Like, all of this was literally like a backlot. It's crazy to me how it's changed so much. Whoa, these guys are going nuts. I've actually never seen them like do this, interact. And now they're gonna stop as I walked up. Camera shy, huh? I get it. That was cool though. I wonder what set that off. Like, he was completely spinning his head and then he chimed back. I wasn't making it up. You guys saw them chattering as I walked over. I just honestly have never seen them do that. Yeah, Galaxy's Edge at night has become my favorite. Like, I used to not walk over here at all, but at night is total, like, it's so cool. I get it, at night. The lighting, it looks like a movie. It really does. It looks like a real production. And I mean, with the sunset and everything, it's pretty, look at that. It's like a movie, right? Look at this. Millennium Falcons act like it's trying to take off. But the sunset over here, one of the best. Truly one of the best. Should have been here a little earlier at golden hour. But even with this, with nighttime creeping, and the light and the whole vibes of this is so cool. I want to come out to one of those events and see all the lightsabers. I think I want to do that. I don't call myself a Star Wars fan, but it is cool to see everything at night here. It's lit up and it's cool. I love that you can still walk back here. Also, everyone always stands where I was just standing to take photos, but if you walk back over here at any given time during the day, there's usually no one over here. Like, truthfully, there's no one ever over here. People are usually hiding out in the shade, like over in this part right here. But you can get a different perspective on this and also add in a little bit more of the whole Batu area in the background. And the details over here in the rock work is incredible walking over here too. It's just, I don't know, the cool little area at night for me. Give you a little view up here at the top. Yeah, I've just been walking through here. Jeez, kid, it scared me to death. I've just been walking through here at night when I come most of the time. Because during the daytime it's really bright over here and hot. But during the evening hours, man, it's so cool. It's hard to believe what this used to be. Right over here was Catastrophe Canyon area and Lights Motors Action. All right, time to be moving along. Even looks cool over here with the clouds and everything. The sun sets over here. If you're wondering, if you're looking in this direction, it sets to the right. Toy Story Land's all walled up. I always remember where the sun sets in this park because of where the Eiffel Tower used to sit back here. It always looked good during the sunset. They actually used that in a lot of television tapings for bumpers, you know? Like if something was filmed at the Disney-MGM studios, they would say, you know, this was filmed at the Disney-MGM studios, and they had a little bumper. They would use the sunset of that. They also used it as, but yeah, it always looked good over here. It kind of felt like you were in a real, you know, Hollywood studio when the sun was setting around all the facades and the sound stages.
Have infiltrated quadrant known as backyard without detection. Check that, Star Command. I'm being watched as I speak.
You are being watched, Buzz, but I'm leaving. I'm moving on. Here at the Carthay Circle on Sunset, right here at the entrance, if you go to the left, there's some of the weirdest, like, I don't know if these are animatronics or what these were used for, but obviously Mrs. Potts can blink, it looks like, and her mouth opens. Seems like a lot of these can move, they can sing, they can dance. Even Cogsworth here, it looks like his mouth opens. I've always like been intrigued by this window. I don't see a lot of people really talking about it, but it's different. It's definitely different. And inside the store, if you walk over to this photo over here, it looks like Walt Disney in this photo, sitting at the piano. Does that not look like Walt? Here. It kind of looks like Walt, right? He didn't look like this though when Snow White premiered. Looks like older Walt, like pre-Project Florida Walt. I've always been intrigued by this photo because look at these guys sitting up here, just watching this whole. I mean, that's probably their house, their apartment, you know. And they're sitting there watching this whole band perform right here at the Carthay Circle for the premiere of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And there is the actress who portrayed Snow White up there. I forget your name, Snow. Well, I'll be. Mary Poppins is having its premiere tonight at Grauman's Chinese Theater. I figured we'd walk over and watch this show because they never really show this show anymore. They always show the animated one. This is live action. It kind of reminds me of the very end of the Great Movie Ride, because it goes to Beauty and the Beast live action, Pirates of the Caribbean, Mary Poppins, Old Yeller. I mean, there's so many films. And the reason it reminds me so much of the Great Movie Ride is because they show stuff like Good Morning Vietnam and everything on here. I mean, it's crazy, the stuff, the films they show on this. I love that this looks like a real premiere too. I mean, look at those. The searchlights are happening. Julie Andrews, Dick Van Dyke, and Walt Disney's Mary Poppins. See it in Technicolor. Gosh, this is so cool. I absolutely love this right now. This is the vibe. And the reason I'm talking over this vibe is because that music is copyright. But everything on this is projection right now. Mapping projection. They've done such a good job. And that's how it looked. That's how it looked at Grauman's when they did the premiere. P.L. Travers was there. Walt Disney. It was a historical evening in Disney history. And I'm super excited to show you all little pieces of this show. It's going to be hard to film this. It's hard to film shows with all the copyright music and everything, but I think I'll do my best.
Welcome to Hollywood. Not a place on a map, but a state of mind that exists wherever people dream and wonder and imagine.
Are you kidding me?
A place where illusion and reality are fused by technological magic. We welcome you to a Hollywood that never was and always will be.
And it's a good show. Like I said, there's a ton of movies on here. There's a ton of things that I didn't think that Disney would show in the parks anymore since Great Movie Ride has gone away. But I don't know. I saw this the other night as I was walking out, and I looked at Abby and said, can you believe that this is what they have in the park right now? It's incredible. It reminds me so much of the finale at Great Movie Ride. I'll always remember, Good Morning Vietnam. Hello, gorgeous. We didn't need dialogue. We had faces. There were so many classic scenes of films. It really made you inspired leaving that theater You really did. I loved it. I loved it so much. But this show is a great runner-up with map projection and a projection show. I love this show. And honestly, this is one of my favorite spots to watch. I'm sitting here in the courtyard of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. No one is in here with me. I'm literally like legs out, hanging out. Oh, saving Mr. Banks. I need her, Pam. Oh, the Rocketeers theme. Jack Skellington. This is the best show at night. I promise you. Man, the amount of classics they're showing right now. Zorro, 101 Dalmatians, Treasure Island. Insane. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Oh my gosh. It's incredible. Parent Trap up there. About to see some fireworks probably. There's Disney. Woo! Let's see. They usually go off right above Chinese Theater here. We'll see. Right about now. No. No fireworks tonight. Whoa, that's weird. I wonder if that's gonna get pulled back up right here because they pulled this down. As you can see, there's no longer Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway neon sign. They have this projector down. Wow, there's another show happening. That's crazy. But I'm seriously just sitting out here in the courtyard. No one's out here. No one's around. I can sit here all night. Well, till 9 o'clock. And then I have to go. But what a great afternoon. Look at that. There it is. The Great Movie Ride is still here. There's the projection of it right there. They just reversed it. Celebration. That's so cool. Man, they even map projected the windows right there. And those are the projectors over on the other side of the court there. They even have these mini projectors up here inside the courtyard. And you can see where they project from there and they start here. And it goes around to the other side over here where I'm standing too. Well, that's the magic of the movies for you. Wow, and I was standing here and all of a sudden the second projection show started. And don't worry, I'm not being too loud for the people next to me because there's no one next to me in this courtyard. Seriously, there's no one here. But if you walk up and you turn to the right, there's a ton of folks over there. This is the best. But I think I'm gonna head out. What a fun night, and I will see you guys on the next episode where the Sherman brothers actually show me their secret key. Until then, stay weird. Goodbye.